Hey, what's going on? It's your man, Head Crack. Now, y'all might know me from a lot of things. There's the TV, there's the radio, and big ups to everybody who's locked in with the music. But right now, I'm hanging out with my girl, Michelle C, on Kandid Kisses TV. Boom. Here we go.
It's the Jill of all trades, Michelle C, a.k.a. DJ Make a Move. She cute. Your host of Kandid Kisses TV, everywhere you need to be. And if you don't know by now, it's not your typical interview, y'all.
Kandid Kisses, blown away. Kandid Kisses, TV for tomorrow today. Man, throw that auto-tune on that bitch, have you sound like Teddy Payne.
Hi there, this is Kim Cole, and you are rocking with Kandid Kisses TV.
It's your boy Talent, baby. We're chilling, Kandid Kisses TV with my girl Michelle C. Don't take it personal.
Yo, what's up? It's bruh man from the 5th floor. In the ATL, chilling with Kandid Kisses TV.
What's up, y'all? You're watching Kandid Kisses TV with my homegirl, Michelle.
Hello there. Have you asked yourself what you're missing? I have. It's Kandid Kisses
What up, Kiss fam? It is your girl, Michelle C, a.k.a. DJ Make a Move, the Jill of all trades. And I'm back like I never left. Now, you know what I do each and every time around the same time. I got to threaten you just a little bit. Subscribe now. I'm going to tell you, mama, act like she done raised you right. And listen, I'm so serious about my subscriptions. You know how I go down. I'm going to let my Aquarius sisters let you know how I really feel about it.
I don't want to fuck nobody up.
No, 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 no.
I don't want to fuck nobody up.
I don't want to fuck nobody up. But I will.
If I have to.
On God, try Jesus. Don't try me. You better subscribe. Okay, so we're going to get right to it. First and foremost, this man you have seen in a little bit of every place. I'm going to go ahead and run down a little razzle dazzle of his resume a little bit. He is a New Yorker, so you know what's up, son. He's a rapper, hip-hop guru, on-air personality, actor, DJ, creative voice actor, and performer, and go ahead and sprinkle some comedy chops in there as well. Currently, he's the resident expert on pop culture and current events. Culture just dropped a new single. You need to check that out. Absolutely. He is still killing it with the Morning Hustle show, and he's making sure you are laughing and giggling all the way on your rides home or ride to work, whatever you got going on. And I don't know if he's a Jamaican or not, because he got about 13 jobs, man. So give it up for my homeboy, Head Crack.
Hey, what up, Michelle?
What's going on? Go ahead and drop your social media handle so everybody can know how to follow you and get in your business real quick.
Listen, I'm out here everywhere. HEADKRACK. That's all social media. You can tap in with the music. You can tap in with the interviews. You can tap in whatever content we throwing up, man. I try to be everywhere where the people are.
Okay, so now you know I got to ask you.
Okay.
First and foremost, are you a violent person? Because I'm trying to understand the head crack now. You busting heads? What you doing?
I mean, if it calls for it, absolutely. I think everybody, they have the public perception version of themselves, and then you have the people that we really are. Like the Will Smith, can we curse here?
Absolutely. I'm a cussing queen.
All right, cool. The Will Smith that smacked the shit out of Chris Rock,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's who Will Smith really is. I really feel like that's that guy. Like one of the few times where the mask slipped, and it's like, oh, I'm from Philly, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And boom. So same thing with me. I'm from the Bronx. And I think anybody who like grew up in cities where like crime is high and you can trust nobody, you have a little bit of an edge to yourself. Okay. The thing is, when I started moving around and living in different places, I realized that, you can't necessarily do that. You know what I'm saying? In every place you go to. So I had to kind of like subdue the Hulk to be better. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what violence is all about. That's the name of my new single. It's the duality of man. I don't think nobody's ever like one particular person 100% of the time. Like there's a lot of things that make up who we are. And like, there's a good portion of myself that is always fighting against something. choosing violence against, even if it's the way you're being treated by people in public. You know what I mean? There's so many levels to it.
You know how they say, like, you know, violence is not the answer, but sometimes it makes you feel so good.
It's freeing. Like, when is the last time you like, you know, used your hand to like snuff somebody or like, you know, push somebody into some bushes real good to where they got to kind of climb out and you got them weird scratches and stuff coming off you as you getting up? It's freeing. Like, and it's not violence in a sense of killing people, but violence in a way of letting, you know, whoever or whatever know you're not with the bullshit. You ain't here to be ran over. You know what I mean? Like, especially our people, we've been taking advantage of our whole existence. And, you know, there's things that sometimes we got to push back on.
Oh, yeah. I believe in it. Like, when I was raised with my brother. So, you know, he wanted a little brother. He wanted a little sister. So, of course, I know how to fight now because of him. But but that was my answer. Anytime I say, well, what if this happened, Michelle? What's going to do? Punch him. They'd be like, you can't punch her, but why can't I? I mean, it'll make him stop. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, like rebooting people the same way we used to do the old Nintendo, like bang it on the side. Like, yo, that is some of the most freeing things. And you can save a life. Because sometimes when people move through life unchecked, eventually at some point, they will be checked by the wrong person on the wrong day who will have no problem taking you up out of here. So it's cool to sometimes create those walls for people to run into because you not only are protecting your energy, but you might be saving their life from an ass whipping that can take them off this rock.
Candid Kisses TV is brought to you by Kissable Lips Cosmetics. You can be kissed without kissable lips. Shop KissableLipsCosmetics.com today for all your beauty needs. Guess what? Candid Kisses TV has merch. That's right. You can find it at artistperiod.com. We have everything you need. We have hoodies. We have coffee mugs. We even have throw pillows and beach towels for the summer. Get it right. Keep it tight. Listen, everything you need to get your drip right, artistperiod.com has it for you. That's artistperiod.com. Get your drip right with artistperiod.com and Candid Kisses TV. Make sure you get it today.
Whooping nigga ass. That's
right. You know, in the subdivisions, the whooping nigga ass tribe is a Checkahoe tribe. That's right. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Chief, fuck them up.
I'm telling you, slap a whole tribe. You gotta get all of them in there.
Word.
So my first question is, when did you know the entertainment industry is what you want to get into?
You know, ever since I was a kid, I felt drawn to it in some way, size, shape, or form. So, you know, everybody now, we have Drake, Bruno Mars, and Anderson .Paak. Growing up, I had Michael Jackson, Prince, Run DMC, LL Cool J. And when you just saw the magic that they welded in what they do, it was hard to not be drawn in by that because everybody brought something to the table. Like a Run DMC, they remind me of the guys from around the way that I would see, you know, just being dope, right? LL Cool J had just that superhero by himself energy. Michael Jackson, I don't know if there was like weird frequencies in the music that just made you drawn to it, but he had that magic. Prince, same way. So I knew I wanted to do something with music in some regard, but I also was always drawn to entertainment as well. So even as a kid going to sleep at night, I'll be watching Entertainment Tonight on Channel 7 in New York, like right before like midnight. And I always knew that the show was about to go off because like on the last segment, they'd always show like the silhouette of a celebrity that was celebrating a birthday. And it's like, yo, that's Dustin Hoffman. And I'm 5. Like, why do I know this? You know what I mean? And like later on down the road, all these things that I was absorbing as a kid paid off because now here I am doing radio and entertainment news and also doing music. So it all kind of was preparation to meet me where I'm at now.
Now, what came first when you was like looking in the entertainment field? Did you was like, okay, I'm going to be an actor, or did you say I want to do music? Like, what made you say, okay, I'm going to try this first and then span out to other things?
I was always mysteriously good at anything that I applied myself to, right? So being a kid and moving around, it was really hard to do the music the way I wanted to because the way I was rapping at the age I was, a lot of adults were scared to give me an opportunity because they felt threatened by my presence. And like, I've heard that from a lot of people. So it made me kind of put my head down to a certain degree. And then when I moved from New York to Texas, there wasn't really a music scene like that in Texas. So yeah, you could be the dopest kid in your city or the dopest kid in your talent show or the dopest kid, whatever, but there was still no real opportunities for you. So I would take that and start rhyming on like they used to do a thing called a roll call. Shout out to Easy Street. On a roll call, you would call up and you would freestyle, or not everybody was even freestyling in the beginning. People were just writing like a little like 4-bar, 6-bar rap. And then I was like, you know what? Let me raise the ante. I'm going to diss the person that's going to rap before me. I mean, that's going to rap after me. And then I'm going to say something messed up about the person that's going to rap next. And they won't be ready for it because I actually freestyled this. And I started getting a name from doing that. And I started winning all these different prizes. And they started having me come up to the radio station, which eventually allowed me to meet some of the people that I would meet later that would be in position to be like, yo, you need to hire this kid. You know, he a whole Viking out here. So the radio thing kind of was fast-tracked by my ability to rap. So they kind of helped each other out. And the whole time, I always wanted to act still. But once again, I'm living in Texas. So unless you're playing like a fake gang member on Walker, Texas Ranger, or, you know, I can't even think of anything else that filmed in Texas at that time. But there wasn't no opportunities for people like me out there. So during that time. So between point A and point B, ended up moving to Atlanta, where there was like mad opportunities. And then Dish Nation came. Now the radio show that I do is on television, and every now and then I'm rapping on TV through Dish Nation. And so all the skill sets and all the prep that I was doing ahead of time, it all met at one point and allowed all these things to happen that are somehow tied to each other.
Now, you said they were like intimidated a little bit when you started off. So how young were you?
Oh, when I first started, I was like 12. Like 12.
You was killing. You had bars at 12 years old, ripping niggas.
I was going to different like open mics, you know, because my dad gave me the ability to do anything I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it was in Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Harlem, all that stuff. Like he would take me to everything. There was like, I remember one time I went and had an audition at this record company, but the record company ended up, I don't know, maybe it was a drug front. I have no idea. But yo, they wanted to sign me on site because they did one of those auditions. You ever seen the movie Crush Groove?
Yes.
Yo, it was like Crush Groove. When LL Cool J went in there, it was like box. Yo, they threw the tape with my beat on, and I just rhymed like for 5 minutes straight. And everybody was like, oh, shit. And then, like, you could see the horror in the people's faces in the hallway as I was leaving. Like, God damn, who's that? And when the paperwork came in, you know, sometimes when you have your parents, like, look over legal work and not, like, a lawyer.
Right.
I'm 12. I don't know any better. So I had my dad look at it. He was just kind of punching holes through everything. And he was like, yeah, this bullshit, man. They kind of like own you. So it was probably for the best.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But there was all types of situations like that. Anytime there was an opportunity for someone to come out of the crowd and rap in front of people, I seized it at every time. Amusement parks, fairs, street corners, birthday parties, wherever I could show people, you know, like that, yo, I could do this. I would always do it.
So where did this fearlessness come from? Because I know as a child, it's easy for you to be fearless as a child, but you still fearless.
The fear of failure drives me to be fearless. I don't want to look stupid doing anything. You know what I mean? Even in the comedy space, I've been seeing you at the comedy club for like mad weeks. And, you know, I'm up there doing improv, which is a little less threatening than having the bravery. Yeah, it's like, you know, training wheels for comedy. But once again, there is levels to that improv stuff too, because there's people who do ultra high level improv games that you have to really be skilled to like really knock it out. Like there's one game where you could rewind the scene and fast forward the scene. And anytime I see it, I'm just completely blown away because like, man, you got to be really good to do that. And sometimes maybe I discredit how good I am because I did do improv before I moved to Atlanta, but it like mad years went by without me doing it. So I felt a little rusty coming back into it, but shout out to Controlled Trauma for welcoming me up there with you know, open arms because I've been having a blast up there every week. However, when people are like, yo, you want to go up there and do 5 minutes? It's like,
what? Wait a minute, hold on now. You be ripping bars and everything else. You don't think you can do 5? Like 5?
funny thing, Michelle, I don't feel like I'm ready. And then when I go home and when I'm driving,
what you got to do tonight? I'm gonna tell you who's gonna get you ready. My boy, shouts out to my boy Alton Walker. He has a comedy gym.
Absolutely. I ran into Alton Walker at Atlanta Comedy Theater, and he gave me all the information. And the Monday I was gonna go up there, there was some life issues that took place that allowed me not to be able to go. However, I could see the look in his eye that he felt like, yo, you need this. And I know I do need this. And I love the fact that it's an unjudgy room. It's other comedians who are all trying to work on their craft. And that's exactly what I need. Because I think once I get into it again, because I was doing stand-up before the pandemic. Okay. I was like 5 or 6 shows in. And then during the pandemic, while no one...
You don't lose it. You just got to practice more. That's all.
Well, here's the thing. There was who I was taught by.
Okay.
And whose name I'll leave out of this in the moment. It was who I taught by. The material that I worked on was good for the type of crowds for the person I was taught by, if that makes sense. However, I'm a little bit more of an all-terrain vehicle, you know, kind of person. And even when I was thinking about during the pandemic, it's like, yo, man, I have a lot of cancelable views. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when you feel like you're one sentence away from being Kanye or something.
But this is the difference, though, because I get what you're saying with the cancelable views. It's just you got to put a spin on your point of view.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't seem like, you know, a lot of people try to stay away from gay jokes because like if you say the rainbow and y'all own a rainbow, they be like, oh, and they clutch their pearl. So it's just like, you got to, I tell you what, several comedians told me, as long as you make them win at the end, you can get away with that joke.
That makes sense.
What is that?
That makes a lot of sense.
You know, your point of view, but you still letting them know you ain't really hating them.
But it's crazy though. I felt like, Michelle, that Chappelle did it masterfully.
Yeah.
With not his very last Netflix special, but the one before that, I think it was. Yeah. And at the end of the day, they was coming for his neck, and it's like, yo, how do you not see this as a love letter to y'all community? Because at the end of the day, they did win at the end, and he did it in Chappelle's way, and for whatever reason, they was still on it. But once again, Chappelle is powerful enough to where you
already know the answer. Chappelle. It's not even about what he's saying. It's just like the fact that he owns himself.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They was like, we don't want you owning you. We want a little piece of that bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So it's a matter of me just getting that last little layer of fear and cutting the umbilical cord and getting back out there with the new material. And I want it to be string lined together because I don't want to be out there winging it, because at the end of the day, if I go out there and fall off the bike, it's like, damn, head crack sucked. And, you know, I don't want to suck. So with everything and anything I've ever done, I always made sure I had it together before I presented it. And it's done me well.
I think the difference is too, because I get what you're saying, because it's like you already have a name. So it's like it's a little bit different. But, you know, I've been living for the longest by the creed of FTP. That's fuck these people. They don't pay my bills. They don't like now when I start getting gigs where they are buying tickets, then I feel more pressure because you bought tickets to see me. And if I didn't deliver, then I feel like, damn, I didn't deliver. But half the time y'all get into these comedy shows for free. I'm getting paid, but you didn't pay to see me. So I don't give a fuck what you think. Shit.
You know, I'm working on to have your level of courage in that regard. And you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And I don't know if I should fuck up my government name credit, you know, in the comedy space first and go out there and crash and burn. But even what I was doing before the pandemic, it was working, but it was working in those types of rooms. And I think, you know, and I don't know if you've ever seen this happen, like, you know, like during your comedy journey, but when a comedian will take some material, do it in one particular room, kill with that material, do the same material in another room that the audience is a little different. And even and I'm not even saying going from a black crowd to a white crowd or even vice versa. Still talking to black people, but it was a different type of black people that particular night. And I watched this one comedian just die in front of everybody, but he was so seasoned that he was like, haha, continue to shoot me with your arrows. I know this shit is good.
Right.
And even like mentally preparing myself to deal with those sort of things, you know, I'm just trying to work that balance to where like, yo, this works in every room. I won't have to pivot too much, you know, from the ideas and the concepts that I have. But, you know, I'm getting more and more comfortable as the weeks go by. I just hosted a thing for Keenan Thompson at Atlanta Comedy Theater. And I definitely understand why a lot of comedians become alcoholics, because like I did 2 shows. And the first show, everybody's like, man, you did great. And I was like, I thought I did okay. But then the second one, I took like a shot of Hennessy and Red Bull. Yo, I was on fire the second show. I felt good about it. I'm like, damn. And that was the same night I met Alton Walker. He was telling me about the Monday joint. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm pulling up. So I don't want to like, you know, like end up in Betty Ford, you know, trying to get a tight 10 together. Right. But I definitely do see how like why they call it liquid courage.
Well, I mean, what I've noticed, a lot of comedians tell me, they say, you know, you have to connect to the audience, read the room or whatever. And I'm still like trying to figure out that balance where it's you're talking to the people and not at the people. That's the little difference. And I'm starting to, but you know, as you get up there, once you get up there, you get maybe like that first couple of ads, you be like, all right, they cool, they with me now, fuck it, let's rip. You know what I'm saying? And even if they don't like the rest of what I'm saying, I got my 2 chuckles out the way. That's all I need. You know?
What singer do? Hey, what singer do? Hey, yo, what singer do? What singer do? Hey, cuz. What singer do, cuz? Singer do is a music game that all can play. All you have to do is sing the melody of the song on the card using only the word do.
Do. Same genre. Do.
What?
Do. 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 Do do.
Kick off my shoes and relax my feet. Get ticket.
Do do do.
Do
Do
do.
do do do. We'll make you.
Do 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 do.
You got your family and they need you there. But I try to resist being last on your list. But no other girl's gonna do.
Order your copy today at singadoo.com.
No, it's a beautiful thing, man. I tell people all the time, comedy is the bravest form of entertainment because you can't hide behind your beats. You can't hide behind a band. It is just you and your thoughts and a microphone. God bless. Good night. I wish you the best of luck. And every time I watch anybody do it at any level, whether they're killing the audience with, you know, like 20 jokes per minute, or if they're out there dying, I respect all of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a lot to get up there naked.
Listen, because even the dying be funny as fuck. Like, well, you were there yesterday when someone was dying. And but that shit was still funny though. I was just like, he's hilarious.
But I think because like comedians, we're sadists. You know what I mean? Like we like watching people be punished. You know, like the audience may not be laughing, but right now your non-laughter is our amusement. And you know, and like, because I was even looking around in the room to see how everybody else was reacting, just to see what I should be doing. You know, why that was happening. It was just like, okay, cool. We all have the same smirk on our face.
What tickled me was the audience was so quiet that you could hear the bitches in the back arguing about who tip got stole. I was like, God damn. Like, I ain't never heard of this goddamn quiet.
My man turned that spot to a library yesterday. It was, man, cemetery silent up in that joint.
Oh, God, that was hilarious. Oh, my God. Okay, moving on. When did you realize you wanted to get into the media as far as the radio space is concerned?
It was one of those things where I just really just willed it. I was living in Dallas at the time. I was just had a baby, had a really dope job working for a record company, and a new station that came to town, but they didn't have no DJs. So I'm at a party, and I was talking to my homie Keno. I was like, yo, there's this new station in town. They playing dope music. They don't got no DJs. Let's make a tape. Turn it in. Because my goal was, I was hoping we could do the overnight shift. But so it was me, Keno, and we got with another mutual friend of ours named Super K. We turned in the tape. They loved the tape. And they was like, yo, we don't want you to do overnights. We want you to be our night show. Prime time, 6 to 10 p.m. None of us have ever done radio before. We just went to a studio and just made a tape. Like, this is our radio show and this is what it sounds like. And they liked it enough to where they gave us the prime time slot. And we just never stopped running from that point on, man. We did the night show together for about 4 years, and then they took me from the night show, put me with Ricky Smiley. Now I'm doing a morning show. Then the morning show gets syndicated, then forces us to have to move out of Dallas because we wanted to be in the flow of where all the entertainers and the celebrities were coming to, and that was Atlanta. So that's what brought me to the A, and it's been nothing but up since then.
That's dope. Yeah, I was in the radio field for a minute. I was doing board op, and then I started. Well, I didn't DJ there. Like one of my good friends, he's a DJ, and you know how you got them one friends, they always want to see you win. They just be throwing shit like, how much? Because I write and I'm a singer and all that stuff, right? So he was like, hey, you need to learn how to DJ. I was like, for what? He was like, just learn. I was like, okay, I don't mind getting extra skills. So I started learning how to DJ. And then I realized the reason he wanted me to DJ, if he can't get the gig, he gonna give it to my ass. He'd be like, hey, I can't do this wedding. Go on down there.
You got utilized.
I was like, nigga, you just want another employee. That's what you want.
Was there W-9 involved at the end of the year?
Right. I'm like, I still got the skills. I ain't mad at it.
You know, and I kind of got bullied, not bullied into DJing, but same thing. I used to get, like, people hit me up all the time, like, how much would you charge to DJ my party? And it's like, I don't DJ, but I'll learn real fast. So then I took a 6-month DJing course so I could learn how to, like, and actually it wasn't 6 months, it was 6 weeks. Took a 6-week DJing course, but I did it for like 3 tiers. So I did it for almost, you know, half a year. And because I take every craft seriously, I don't ever want to be considered a poser in nothing. I want to put in my 10,000 hours and really prove that I am qualified to be here. So I remember when people were getting flamed for not being real DJs. Remember, like, when like Paris Hilton started DJing and it's like, yo, you don't even know what a Technique 1200 is. I wanted to, you know, be able to do it all. So yeah, man, you gotta put that work in. So how many gigs have you done for this guy?
Well, I mean, we're like friends, so it's like if he gives me, he might get like a percentage if I'm really quoting my own stuff. So it's like still my shit. But I've done about maybe 5 or 6, not enough. And the only reason I stopped, and I ain't gonna say I stopped. The only reason I didn't do as many is because them goddamn speakers is heavy.
It's a lot.
I don't feel like dragging these goddamn speakers everywhere.
After my 3rd gig, I was like, man, fuck this. You know, like, I just tell people I'm unavailable. Like, you can see I have turntables behind me right now, and this is where they stay. Because I don't like lugging stuff out. I'll forget things. You know what I mean? And I'm sure, like, it seems like this happens to everybody. Have you ever had that one gig where, like, you didn't forgot, like, the power cord or the USB cable that's real specific to the mixer you're using that goes to your laptop? It's just nightmare fuel. So I'm cool with DJing.
I'm like, I told him, I said, the next gig I get, I need to find like some EVs that I can just roll. Cause I'm like, the way my back is set up, I'm not gonna keep picking up these 15s. I'm not. I
understand. You know, because at one point in time, I was like, this is the workout. And it's like, but I also work out. So this is just too much. I'm overdoing it.
Like, if I could just have the speakers there and I can just come. But you know what? That's one thing I do know when he does gigs out of state, because he does weddings in Florida, like everywhere, right? There are actually companies that you can rent the equipment there, and they have it set up there, and all you got to do is show up. And I said, no, I can do that.
You know, they're cutting into your profit a little bit. However, you know, you got to weigh the options. You know, you going to throw your back out, or would you rather, you know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's literally sets it up once he figures out what the rate is. He includes that in the price of whatever he's gonna charge him, so he ain't coming out of pocket. It's all profit for him.
That's a smart man.
So I'm like, I'll do that, but I ain't gonna keep lugging these goddamn speaker shit.
Yeah, like, who needs a strong back after, you know, like,
right?
Actually, I technically everybody, I think, actually.
That part. Now, you are in the acting field. So if you wrote a TV series today, what would it be about, and what role would you give me?
I would make a TV series about what happened like the day after the slaves got free.
Okay.
Because you always just hear about we're slaves.
Right.
But what were niggas really doing like the first week?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the first month. You know, that's an interesting story. We don't know it. I also would love to do a drama about the first people to disagree about something. Like,
you do a skit.
How many people, I guess that could be a YouTube short, I guess. Yeah. But, you know, how many people had to be on the planet before, like, they'd be like, oh, really? This is what y'all into? Well, we're into this, and we're going to go our way, and you go our way. Right. And then at some point now we're going to fight about it. Like, what was that first thing that caused people to have a real falling out?
I'm pretty sure it's something petty as hell. Like, oh, I got it.
Okay.
Sugar or what they say, salt and pepper or sugar and grits. It was something stupid like that.
Yeah, that's a fightable offense. I mean, and where you at with that?
I'm savory. I like the cheese and the pepper, and Yeah, I like that. I don't do the sugar in the goddamn grits.
Hey, when I first saw that, my stepdad was like a sugar on grits guy because he's from the South, right? And I just didn't understand it. I'm like, why don't you just have oatmeal? And
wheat.
Yeah, or farina, which is also another form of some of those things.
Right.
I just never could understand it because and then people be wondering why, like, cats be pre-diabetic. Like you're having sugar on top of sugar.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, thank you. And then also we'll also caveat that with I actually hate grits. I don't know why, because I love rice, but I hate grits.
You know what? I think my taste buds changed because when I was younger, I used to hate grits, but for some reason now, I actually like them a little bit. I guess really? People who make them and how they make them.
Yeah, because people could jazz it up to where you could see the butter rising to the top like a layer of oil, and you could when you see that, they're gonna be good grits. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I've never had grits or like I refuse to eat them, but like they're not my go-to. But when I do eat them, they taste like artery clogging, awesomeness.
The greasy heaviness that everybody loves.
Hashtag greasy heaviness. You know the vibe. Philly cheesesteak, pizza when you fold it and the grease funnels down the middle. Greasy heavenliness.
Man. Okay, wait a minute. You said pizza. All right, you got Chicago or New York pizza. Now you from New York, so I know you biased, but is that really your favorite or not?
Yo, my bias is so strong to where absolutely, man, New York style pizza, because here's the thing. I am trying to take care of my body, and it requires so much more every day that you're alive on earth. Yeah. And like them Chicago pizzas be like pizza cake. And I'm greedy. So I will eat a whole pizza, whether it's deep dish, thin crust, gluten-free, all styles, right? Even on the little French bread. I will smother pizza out right away. So I definitely prefer the New York style because it's just thinner and you don't feel as bad about eating the whole thing.
Okay, I feel that. I like both, but if I had to have my choice, I would probably prefer deep dish. But it's something about that New York, like the thin crust New York. I can rock with New York. That's like it's
yeah, it's so forgiving. But like later on, I became more hip to gluten-free crust too. Are you up on that?
I probably done had it and didn't know it. You know how they just serve it to you and you be like, oh, that was good.
It's not for everybody. It's an acquired taste that some people might get it and be like, yo, what the hell is this? However, gluten-free crust pizza is dope, and so is cauliflower crust.
I know I had the cauliflower crust, and it was mom. I was like, okay, y'all did that. Okay, shoot.
But it's one of those things where you have to have somebody else like make the cauliflower crust, because if you try to do it at home on your own, results may vary. And I don't want to sell it. I don't want to sell it hard and be like awful by the time you get it.
Man, I've tried. It was some kind of crust I was trying to make at home with the recipe, and I just gave up. I was like, what the hell with it? What is something valuable you've learned through the quarantine time, and how are you able to pivot in the industry?
I think during the quarantine time, I learned better how to get the most out of each day, because I was doing less outside of the crib and more stuff inside of the crib.
Okay,
it allowed me to partition my day a little bit better to where I wasn't doing like micro things. I got into a habit where I was multitasking so strong pre-pandemic that I'm gonna work on this for 5 minutes, do this for 10 minutes, I'm gonna wave at my children and da. But I would just start making blocks of time where I would only do certain things during that block of time. And outside of that, not so much. So time management, I guess, is the big takeaway. And then also editing, video editing. I was always been an editor, but I got better during the pandemic because I had to shoot all these music videos and edit them myself. And a lot of stuff I shot at the crib on green screen and just manipulated it in a way to where it didn't look like it was green screen. So I was just trying to do as much as I could with the little I had.
Well, let me find out you're an editor, because I hate editing. I'm gonna have to shoot you some stuff up.
It's a labor of love. And the crazy thing, when you sit in front of this computer, time just be going by fast. You start on something at 7, next thing you know, it's 11 o'clock. And you're like, yo, where did the time go? So I definitely understand why people outsource and why people who get the stuff outsourced to charge so damn much, because they know the vibes.
And I'm still trying to learn. Like I have Final Cut and all that stuff like that. When I first did, I was like, okay, I can work with this. But if you don't do it every day, oh my God, the learning curve is you got to start all over. Because if I button do again, oh shit,
man, Michelle, they will drop an update on you, and that shit that used to be on the lower left hand corner now is like on the right and you got to click setup and go to like a toggle arrow. They be moving things around, but it is so empowering to be able to, like, you know, trap off the computer and do stuff. And don't sleep on the phones and the iPads though too. The editing software on some of these phones and iPads is amazing and stronger than some computer softwares in some situations. You know?
I do more editing on my phone than I do on my computer because it's just easier.
Yeah, convenience is king and queen.
Now, during the pandemic, everybody was in the verses really heavy. Which was your favorite verses?
My favorite verses had to be, damn, man, probably the Lox versus Dipset, because everybody had Dipset, you know, primed to win. And I love Dipset, but I also respect the underratedness of the Lox and how they could just come from behind and just snuff anybody out. They got a bunch of sneaky records. They won the battle with mixtape songs.
Well, first of all, let's be real. It was not the Lox versus Dipset. It was Jadakiss versus Dipset. Let's be real. Come on.
I can't do that to Sheik and Styles, man. They are also important. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are important. They play a major part in the Lox. I mean, yes, Jada is the mascot. I get it. He's the one everybody knows. He has the raspy voice, the laugh. Like, I mean, I love Jada, but Sheik a beast. Styles P is a beast as well.
They're all equally as talented, but when you were watching that specific versus, all eyes was on Jadakiss.
You knew who Captain America was that night.
That's it.
Definitely. Now I get that. Another one that was my favorite too was Redman and Method Man.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
Them brothers put on a clinic.
Listen. Oh, and I had the biggest crush on both of them. I'm just saying.
Say word. What was your biggest standout versus during the pandemic?
Well, I love hip hop, but I am R&B to my heart, so it had to be Brandy and Monica.
Okay.
Yes, Brandy and Monica, and and because it was so funny, the subtle shade that was going down, I was like, I caught that. I caught all that.
I was listening to it in the car on the way home because, like, you know, for most of the verses, I like to be, you know, sitting down somewhere, soaking it all in. So that experience was broken up for me, but I do love both those ladies a lot, and I also like some of the ones that didn't have the ability to perform live.
Yeah,
but I also feel like everyone who did it before you can do it live, they all deserve a redo.
Yeah, and then the one that got me on it was that wasn't live. It was the one T-Pain. I don't know who T-Pain did it against. I can't remember.
T-Pain, I think he went against a producer. I want to say like maybe a Brian Michael Cox or somebody like that.
I don't remember who it was. I just know T-Pain killed it, and it was another. Oh, I tell you who it was that got my attention. Jonte Austin and Neo. That one was a good one.
See, you are a versus OG. Most people weren't even there for like those first 3 or 4 verses. Yeah. Even going as far back as to even pre-pandemic, when it was like Swiss Beats versus Just Blaze in a club. Like that was the origins of the original versus battles. And there was a lot of records that Swiss played that night that ended up being on the DMX album years later. I remember the first time I heard like the song that had Jay-Z, DMX, and I feel like in the original version Jadakiss was on it, but he wasn't on the final version, or there was somebody who wasn't on the final version. But yeah, those original verses, man, was quite the bop. I hate that they sold it because it sucks now.
Now, before we get out of the versus world, if you could put a versus together right now that has not been done, who would you want to see in the versus battle?
I would like to see LL Cool J versus Busta Rhymes.
Really?
And I know that seems like a mismatch. I know it seems weird. However, LL Cool J still performs.
Facts.
Busta Rhymes still performs.
Yeah.
And I think their energy would be so good to go toe-to-toe. Yeah. I don't think there's too many people that can stand next to either of those two artists, right? It's just really hard to do. The catalog is too deep on both sides. However, you also can bring Drake into the conversation, who I imagine like doing a set list for a Drake concert has to be a nightmare because Drake got too many songs.
Yeah.
Like, Drake literally has like over 200 songs that have charted on the Billboard Hot 100.
Who would you put Drake with? Like a Lil Wayne or?
I would put Drake against, it would have to be a Lil Wayne. And I know they kind of did that in the form of a tour years ago, but I really feel like that's the only other person who has deep enough of a catalog. And I don't even think Wayne is charted as much as Drake. Damn. Also, you could probably go.
Even though he might not chart it, everybody knows his music. We know Wayne's album cuts. The one that ain't hit, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's tricky though. So like, yeah, so you got the big time pop hits versus like really strong album cuts, and then Wayne has his, you know, his collection of pop hits too. And what I think Wayne could do that Drake is probably not capable of doing is Wayne could pull a Jadakiss. Wayne could pull a Jadakiss and just throw in a random beat, and he'll pull some verse off of, you know, one of the mixtapes that he dropped, you know, and you get some quality mixtape Wheezy, and he'll just cook the crowd with just raw rapping. Whereas I feel like Drake is a little too organized and too planned out to where if things divot from the plans, I don't know if he would have anything to rebuttal mixtape Wheezy with, unless he does, you know.
I think if I was to pick like some hip hop heads for another versus, I would rather see a versus with Tip and Lil Wayne.
That's the thing too, because Tip went against somebody. I think T.I. didn't.
Nah, he won 50, but 50 ain't doing it.
You know, in my head, I thought he went against Rick Ross. Who did Rick Ross go against? 2 Chainz.
I didn't even see that one day.
Yeah. I think Rick Ross went against 2 Chainz, and I thought that was a really big mix match.
Yeah, because
I have to Google that because I don't want to be over here giving out bad facts. Hold on a second. Rick Ross versus.
Because I'm like, Ross and 2 Chainz is not necessarily.
Yeah, it was Ross and 2 Chainz.
But it's not. If you think about the hit factor, I don't think that's a bad match because I think they got about the same amount of hits.
The reason why I don't think it didn't resonate that well with me is because Chainz, depending on what 2 Chainz we're talking about this day, because you know he's kind of moody, right? He wasn't cocky that night. He was real nonchalant, and I needed a little bit of that extra spice to make the threat level higher than what it was. And Ross always chilling too anyway, so you needed something to balance it out or just raise the threat level a little bit. Not raise the threat level the same way Gucci Mane did versus Jeezy. Like, I thought we was going to watch a shooting on tape.
Oh, yeah, I was ready to duck.
No, like, I had my phone out like this, and I had 9 in 1 dial. I was like, yo, I know where it's at. Like,
look, the funniest shit of that, the Gucci and Versus, is when they was getting ready to start, and Stacey Abrams came up, and then Gucci was like, hey, nigga, you can get that goddamn thing off my shit. I was like, Gucci so here with it. He like, man, fuck all that goddamn voting shit, y'all. Can you get this off my record?
Yeah, nah, it was definitely like a real nigga moment that everybody had their eyes glued to their phones, tablets, and screens if they was beaming it, because that was intense. Another one that I felt like was dope, but kind of a mismatch, Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One.
Yeah.
Even though they both got those records, they're both a great performers. I feel like KRS-One is so extra when he does anything that Kane's coolness was unmatched. Kane needed to go up against Rakim.
Oh, now that would have been hard.
That was the one we needed, and maybe KRS-One could have gone up against a Busta Rhymes, maybe.
Yeah, because they got the same kind of energy.
Same live show, demolish it right now. If both of them were scheduled to perform in 2 hours, they're both gonna give a life-changing performance. So it's a lot there, man. Like, I'm sure those things were a nightmare to plan.
Well, before we get out there, my R&B one.
Okay.
It has to be Drew Hill and Silk. If we can put that together, I'm good to go.
Yeah, because we haven't had them yet. Drew Hill, I know they got honored at the Black Music Honors, but yeah, man. I don't know which version of Drew Hill would show up, because last time I saw him, it was like 8 of them. It was weird. I was confused. It's like, I know you, I know Nokio, I know Jazz, you're Cisco. There's Woody over there. Then
Woody
it was like,
ain't no more. Woody said, fuck them. So the new people that you're seeing is from the group Player.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they kind of did like a merger.
Yeah, exactly. Because when they did the Black Honors, they were like, oh, there go Woody. They were like, that is not Woody, bro. That's the nigga from Player.
Drew Mountain now. There's so many people. There's a lot.
All right, so we are moving on. Who is your favorite rapper and singer, and why?
All right, favorite rapper, and this is going to change every week depending on what's going on in my life. But I think today my favorite rapper is... I'm going to jump out the window and say West Side Gun.
I don't know who that is.
West Side Gun is from Buffalo. He is kind of like the figure. He's the Jadakiss of an organization called Griselda. And Griselda has Conway. They're affiliated also with Benny the Butcher. There's Amani Caesar. This dude blends rap and art together very well. He just came out with an album last Friday or a couple Fridays ago, depending on when you see this, called Hitler Wears Hermes Volume 10. And it's just so balanced. So like the beat selection is on point. The features add value to the records. And it's not like just features for clout. He is really good at, you know, masterminding a situation. So shout out to West Side Gun. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into the future and tell you tomorrow that my favorite rapper is probably... this is so tough, man. Probably Nas or Andre 3000.
Okay.
Because they both take me somewhere every time I hear them rap. Like anytime I hear Andre 3000 rap, I feel like I am in the room seeing the things that Andre 3000 is describing. Is very vivid. Nas is the same way. Singer-wise, those people who snatch your soul every time you listen to them sing. That damn Sade.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
You know, kid's been dope his whole life. And then, of course, the king of pop, Michael Jackson.
Okay. Wait a minute. So you said Stevie Wonder. Who else?
Sade.
Sade. Okay, I was going to say, but did you know Sade? That's not even her name. That's the name of the whole goddamn group.
That's the name of the whole band, man. It threw me off when I first heard that.
Years ago, I was just like, well, what the hell is her name? Her name is Helen or some shit, right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay. She's still gonna be Sade to me, but you know.
You know, she doesn't look like a Helen, but yeah, she will definitely be the embodiment of the whole band as one person, Sade, every day, all day.
Nobody know about the other people. They just there. So name your favorite actor or actress.
Favorite actor, I'm going to probably have to say, I like Forrest Whitaker, yo. Like anytime Forrest Whitaker does something, I believe him. Like every lap. Every single lap. He's just phenomenal, man. He's somebody who I look at. Oh, you know what though? All right, so I'm gonna go old school, new school.
Okay.
And all right, so old school is the tie. Forrest Whitaker and Denzel Washington, right? Because anytime we did anything, they took us there every lap. New actors, Jonathan Majors, and this guy's name escapes me. But he was on this Notorious B.I.G. miniseries on USA. I'm going to pull his name up because, you know, we live in the new century.
Not the one that played the main one, not the box office hit.
Not the box office one. Johnny Depp was in that one, and okay. Johnny Depp is dope. But this particular guy here, anytime I see him in something, it's believable every time. The guy's name is Jimmy Simpson. It's Jimmy with an I. White dude. But yo, there's something about the characters that he plays. He's just really, really connected in, man. And it's just wow. Same thing with Jonathan Majors. Are you a Marvel person?
Kinda. Not like I don't see all of them. Some of them I watch.
Okay, so something tells me you didn't see Loki, right? On Disney Plus.
No, but I remember him in the character in the other movie, in the one with all the ones in there, all the Captain people.
Okay, yeah. So Loki was in that one. So there's a scene where you get introduced to Jonathan Majors' character, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it. But yo, Jonathan Majors gives this monologue to where it was like, yo, who the fuck do you draw inspiration from to do the shit you just did? It was a masterful performance. And then when you see him in the Four Bloods, then when you see him in Lovecraft Country, he's just good every lap. So big shout out to Jonathan.
Lovecraft Country. I'm trying to think.
He was like the love interest, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't correlate. I mean, I know who he is, but I didn't correlate the name until you said Lovecraft Country.
I mean, because he started popping. He's about to be in Creed 3. And I heard people that went to the screening, the advance, like, you know, before it's even out screenings for Creed 3.
Right.
They're like, yo, you be rooting for him.
Yeah.
He does such a good job. I think anytime somebody can play a villain in something and you root for the villain,
right,
because you sympathize with them. Right. Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther.
Yeah.
Mad people who wanted Killmonger to take dude out for real.
He's fine. I mean, he's gonna get rooted for anyway.
Yeah, women treat him with the Apollo Kids rules. They're not gonna boo him. Like no matter if the movie's good or bad, they're gonna rock it.
My daddy, nigga, I don't care. You fine.
Yeah. Now on an actress tip, I love. I just started really like checking out the work of this one actress by the name of Mia Goth. She was in this movie called X, And then she was also in the sequel to X, which the name of that movie escapes me, but I've watched it twice. Great movie. And then on the old school actress tip, Rosie Perez.
Okay.
Love Rosie Perez because she just reminds me of like every relative that I have from Brooklyn. Like all of them in one person. Like I love Rosie Perez.
Now I'm gonna go back when you said Loki. It made me think. You know my favorite scene that Loki did, right? When he got his ass whooped by the Hulk.
Hulk, and he was just slamming him from side to side.
That was the best.
That was a moment. For real, for real.
Because you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of every black parent.
Oh, you get that beaten?
Hey, you know how you be trying to, that one time you be like, I'm gonna try my mama and see what she say. And you be like, oh, you wanna try me, huh? Nigga, that was all I needed in my life that day.
See, the crazy thing is like I only got one beaten my entire life, right?
What?
Oh my God. But I've watched my friends get beat.
Okay.
You know, I've been around people who were getting beaten. And my biggest thing is I never wanted to get in trouble as a kid. So it wasn't that I wasn't doing anything. I was just so good at what I was doing. I didn't get caught. So when my mother finally gave me a beating, it was for the pettiest shit in comparison to other things of all time. So back then we still living in the Bronx. We lived in a place called Tracy Towers. On the, I believe, second floor, there was a soda machine. And the soda machine accepted quarters, nickels, and dimes. I wanted a soda out there, and it was a small company. It wasn't Pepsi or Coke. It was a company called White Rock.
Okay.
So the soda was like 35 cents. So I went down there with a quarter, a nickel, and 5 pennies. So I popped it into the machine, and the security guy's like, yo, your mom know you out here? I'm like 5, maybe 4. I'm going to say I was 5.
Okay.
So he buzzes upstairs where my mom is at, because my mom was on the phone for like a long time, and I kept trying to get her attention, and she kept like, you know, like brushing me off.
Right, like,
and, so I was like, yeah, I know where the downstairs is. I know we have 35 cents. I'm gonna go get my soda. So when he buzzed her up, she sounded kind of chipper. I'm like, oh, I didn't know he was down there. Send him up, please. So the security guard brought me back upstairs, and as soon as I got through the door, she like reached for me and was like trying to kick my ass. So like I'm running, and then I dive across the bed so I could try to like go under the bed. Like imagine like diving over something to go under, like a weird animal or like a snake or a mongoose shit. Yo, she caught my feet before I was able to like, you know, turn and dive under the bed, and then pulled me and just started beating me, right? 60 Minutes was on while it was happening. And you know, when they cut the commercial break, they showed it. So as I'm getting beat, I'm watching that. To this day, I don't watch 60 Minutes.
That scarred you for life.
Scarred me for life, man. Like when bad things happen and certain things are going on, it kind of sullies the moment. And I never really rock with those things ever again.
Oh my God. So all, like if somebody tried to mess with you, all they need is a clock, right?
It's not even a clock. We just have to be in that exact same moment. But like I said, from that moment on, not only will I ever not get beaten again, you'll never catch me doing anything.
I know that.
Not saying that I won't do anything. I just want to be caught.
Catch my ass. That's all. So what are some words of wisdom you would give any upcoming entertainer entrepreneur?
Do that shit. I mean, that's the short version. A lot of people put so much planning into things. You know, well, in a couple months, I'm gonna blah 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 blah. Stop talking about it. Just go do it.
That's right.
You know, me and my homies went to the studio. We just did it, and we turned the tape in. We did it. Don't be afraid to be told no. Sometimes we are so emotional in our feelings that if somebody tells you no, your life is ruined. You got to toughen up, and you got to start accepting those no's, because you're going to get a lot. Some more than others, but you're going to get some no's. So prepare for that and just go for it, because you'll be shocked what you'll get a yes for. I remember when Eric B. and Rakim were getting ready to go on their 25th anniversary tour for Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em, I think it was. They didn't have an opening act. And I was like, I want to be their opening act. So I had my manager reach out, and they said yes. And they didn't know me, but they said yes. So just imagine if I didn't go for it. That was one less cool thing that I have on my resume mentally. That was awesome, because like growing up as a kid, watching Eric B. and Rakim, like they were like superheroes. So I would have robbed myself of an opportunity to like tour with greatness if I didn't go for it. And that's with everything, every audition, every everything. I mean, and even, you know, and it's funny I'm saying this, and if anybody watched the whole episode, but you won't get up on stage and do 5 minutes. But
right.
the difference is I'm preparing so I could be good at it.
True.
And even you seeing me in the comedy club doing improv at the level that I'm doing it, it's me training so I'll be good and I can pivot if things don't go the way they need to, which also radio's training for that, I suppose, you know.
Actually, I mean, the biggest fear most people have is the fear of public speaking. You don't have a fear of that. So now all you have to do is just tighten up your jokes. That's it.
Yeah, my thing is like fear of being
judged, which you're going to be judged every day anyway all your life.
Okay, cool. You beat me at the door. Okay, got you there. So the fear of being judged, but there's so much judginess that comes with it because, okay, you've heard my name a couple times.
Okay.
And look at the scrutiny in which T.I. was put under when he was getting out there. And all
this scrutiny.
Huh? Yeah, and all his material wasn't bad. Like he was actually, for a person who is somewhat new to this, T.I. came in really good. But they tried to hold him at a higher regard because he's T.I. And it's like, yo, you would have let any other comedian that you didn't know get away with the same thing without the right level of scrutiny. So it's almost like being black in the 1960s. I got to work twice, sometimes 3 times as hard to make some noise doing shit because a lot of people got me in this box in their head. Oh, that's my man from the radio. Oh, that's my man from the TV. Because you see me do that 5 days a week. But truth be told, those are the things I least like doing. I like music.
The difference is, I get what you're saying, but the like slight advantage, if I was going to say you had an advantage, the advantage is people know your name. So you already have a fan base. The hardest part for comedians is trying to get a fan base. You already got one.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to use that for my villainous advantage.
Right.
But I want to make sure the food that I'm putting on the table is some shit that people are going to eat and not grits with sugar on it.
But now let's be real. There's a lot of comedians out there, and I can't speak for all of them because they ain't like I've been doing comedy for years, but there's comedians out there that you can honestly say, I don't find them funny. But guess what? Their fan base does. So like you can't please everybody. So it's just like you worried about like, oh, am I going to be good? Am I great? Yes, you always want to be great, but at the same time, I rock with people who rock with me, period.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So yeah, now you're gonna see me out there. So, but you know, going back to the words of wisdom, man, you just have to take those first steps to getting it done, or just go for it. I mean, yo, it's not always gonna be yes, but when you do get the yes, it's gonna make it all worthwhile.
You ain't lying, because you're gonna get more no's than yes, but all you need is that one.
Oh, and also too, for people who pray and manifest things, don't pray for money. Pray for the opportunity.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you pray for money, which is to some people a god, money is a god to some people.
Right.
I feel like sometimes the universe doesn't give that to you because your intent is wrong.
Yeah.
You want to pray for the opportunity. You want to manifest the opportunity that will give you these other things. And then also within that, help people as you would have wanted to be helped yourself between point A and point B. But I feel like a lot of times when things don't pop off the way they wanted to is because their intent and their motives is wrong. So make sure your motives and your intent is right in all things you want to happen for yourself.
Facts, because money is just a tool.
It is just a tool.
Tool to get to, different, doors. But if you got the opportunity, you can make the opportunity make you a whole bunch of stuff going down. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yo. And once you in that striking zone where everything you touching is like, generating something, be smart with what you do, put a little something to the side, because nothing is forever,
Facts.
The money Michael Jackson was making in 1984 was a little different than the money he was making in 94. Don't know if that was in a good way or a bad way. However, you got to prepare for the worst.
That's right. Well, before we get out of that entrepreneur spirits, name one entrepreneur you admire and why.
I admire Tyler Perry because he really got it. I don't want to say got it out the mud, but got it out the chitlin circuit. He played the game his way. He took these characters around the world, made laps around the world, like doing these stage plays, and built equity in his characters and his brand, and then opened his doors and his wallet to create one of the most amazing film studios I've ever seen. I went to go to a taping for Wildin' Out, and it was like a multi-layered cake of being amazed. Like one, I'm amazed that wow, a black man put this together. Talk about the whole Tyler Perry Studios thing, and like, you know, he's giving people their flowers by naming studios after them. And then when you go inside, they're like, watch Wild 'N Out be taped. It's like, damn, man, Nick Cannon provided all of these opportunities for all of these people. And that's amazing. You know, not everybody is that sharing of their gifts and their abilities to where they want to, like, you know, share with others. Some people will be like, no, I will be the main person. But look how many stars Wild 'N Out has created. So on the strength of that alone, Nick Cannon can have 20 babies if he wants.
You know what people don't understand is, like, you get these opportunities and people say, well, I wouldn't be Nick Cannon. I can't give all this opportunity. Like, when you get that kind of money, what good is it if you can't share it with somebody?
Right.
You can sit there and be like, okay, I got all this money, but when I want my homegirl to go, she can't go because she ain't got no money to go on a trip. So I guess I got to go by myself. Like, no, you're built to share with the world, not just yourself.
Indeed. The worst thing in the world is to be the friend who has a couple dollars around people who don't got no money.
That part. Because
you don't get to enjoy it. It's baseless. No one gets to really enjoy anything. So either hopefully God bless you enough to where you can bring everybody along, but at some point you got to teach people to fish on their own so they can add something to the table too, and everybody can all eat together forever if you play it right.
Fact. Nick Cannon just need to let me go ahead and pull up. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because all you got is little screen time, nigga. I got you.
You know, listen, the batting average rates, anything is possible. You know what I mean? Shoot your shot.
Well, I don't want to date him. I just want the opportunity. You know?
you want the Nick Cannon investment plan. I understand.
That's it. That's all I need in life. I can do all the rest. I can handle the rest.
Facts.
So now we are moving on to our segments. First one is Kiss or Diss.
Oh, it's going to be spicy. All right.
And you decide who you kissing and who you dissing. All right. First one. Regina King or Regina Hall? Who you kissing, who you dissing?
Regina Hall is definitely getting kissed. Okay. And I'm going to kiss her nose too. And I'm going to make sure my nose rub against hers a lot. Like, I don't know. Something about Regina Hall. She's so funny. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't know. There's just something about it. Every time I see her on something, I'm like,
no, she ain't got you blushing.
Yo, I love Regina Hall, fact though. And I love Regina King too, but unfortunately that day she's going to get dissed. Because it seemed like she would curse you out for coming home too late.
I can see that.
And then she'll do it like in Huey's voice. Nigga, where you been? You know, like, nah, I'm good. But talented woman though. I love her though.
I heard through the grapevine she's supposed to be a distant relative. I ain't seen her in none of the family reunions, but if she is, I can we got cussing in our blood, so it makes sense. Next one. Nicole Ari Parker or Carrie Hilson? Who you kissing, who you dissing?
Oh man, I feel like they would play each other in the biopic of their life. It's kind of weird. Okay, I'm gonna have to diss Nicole Ari Parker because I don't think I've met her.
Okay.
And if I did, it was brief.
Okay.
I've been around Carrie Hilson's energy. It's infectious. And she smells good. She knows where the shower and the soap is. You know what I mean? So Carrie Hilson's definitely getting a kiss. Definitely.
Okay. All right, last but not least, Barbara Walters or Roseanne Barr? Who you kissing, who you dissing?
Whoa. This is a repugnant question. All right. So something tells me that during the heyday of, like, black and white thottery, something tells me Barbara Walters was getting it in. I think she said that she was also in a relationship with Quincy Jones at one point in time, right?
Okay.
So she definitely lets blacks drink from the fountain. And then Rosie O'Donnell, I don't know.
No, it's Roseanne Barr, not Roseanne.
Roseanne Barr. Okay, so that makes it a little bit easier. I'm gonna kiss Barbara Walters and Roseanne Barr. Yeah, you gotta go. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Like, at no point did I ever want to, like, smash Roseanne. I don't want to smash Barbara Walters, but at the end of the day, that it's historic. Her mouth is historic.
I should have said Paula Deen or Roseanne Barr.
One is gonna make you a meal after sex, and the other one will bring a meal to bed. in that particular scenario. So
we're gonna move on to DAQs. That stands for dumbass questions. Fun questions I want answers to. Right. What's the worst name you could give a superhero, and what would be his lame power?
Nutman. Like Nutman's secret ability is the fact that he can shoot nut from his hands, right? But after that, he takes a nap.
That is horrible. God.
And he usually spends a lot of time back at superhero headquarters because he's useless. There's not a lot of situations that he could be used in. They tried to use him in the water one time, and then just like all the stuff just swam away. And now there's like a bunch of mermen and mer people. And he just makes the floor slippery too. Like, Batman sprained his ankle one time when Nutman was trying to shoot at the Joker, and it was bad.
I'm done with you. If you could east side stomp on anyone in your past that you know personally with no consequences, who would it be?
East side stomp on anyone in my past. Okay, yeah, I'll go there. There was a kid who used to live in my building. His name was Leon. And it was always known that you should never let Poochie and Leon in your house. They were two brothers, but they steal. And Leon stole something from me. It was one of my prized Transformers. It was a character by the name of Shockwave. And he denied stealing it. But the thing was, I was younger. I was about Leon's age, but his older brother Poochie was like his muscle. Okay. I'm sure one of them at this point in life is dead. Because, sometimes you grow up around people that you're going to die. You're going to go to jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the devil in you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would like the East Side stomp whatever one of them is still alive.
Okay, so you like as long as y'all get your karma, I'm good.
Yo, I have an Olympic gold medal in grudge holding. I don't forget shit.
Wait a minute, what's your sign?
Sagittarius.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I'm an Aquarius. We hold grudges a little bit. Like our grudge is a little bit different. We're gonna hold them until you apologize. If you apologize, we're like, okay, cool. But if you don't apologize, fuck you for life, nigga. But
I'm kind of like that. I'm not above accepting apology because I'm sure I've done some foul things in my past that I'm not too proud of, or maybe forgot about because that's just how I was moving. However, when the apology is sincere, it is what it is. But I make a mental note of everything, and I don't even have to react in real time. It's like, you know what? On the 7-year anniversary of you doing this to me, here's what's going to happen to you, and it's going to seem random. It's going to seem very random.
Yeah, that little sugar in your tank. Yeah, I mean,
damn, man, someone took a screw out of my car every day for a month, and my car fell apart. Like every time
I get off of work, there's a slit in the a tire. Like I had to change my tire 5 times.
Apparently, there's some maniacs sprinkling nails all over the parking lot, but just in my area. I don't understand why this is happening.
No, just right in your parking spot. What is one embarrassing moment from your childhood that you're willing to share?
So when I was in the 8th grade, I wasn't really like a fashion forward kind of dude. Like I was one of those kids where my parents would take me school shopping at the beginning of the year, and then maybe you do like a middle of the year re-up. So it was at a point where the acid wash jeans, the bleach joints came out, and they wasn't taking me to get them at all. But I did have some old jeans, and I'm like, well, shit, I got bleach. So I took the jeans, put them in a tub, I bleached them, just like in some key spots, and I think I let it soak in bleachy water for a while. Then I put them on without rinsing them out. Don't know if you know, when you don't rinse the bleach out of jeans, it kind of turns the jeans into paper towel material. And not only that, the bleach will start to stink as the day gets longer. And around 4th period, people was like, yo, what is that smell? And I'm like, I don't know. What is that smell? I didn't think it was me. And so it took around to like maybe 6th period to realize, oh shit, it's me. I'm the common denominator. Every class that I go in, something stinks and it's me. So I was going to take the pants off and rinse them out in the bathroom at school. But when I was unbuckling the pants, like the shit just tore like wet tissue. Oh, and I had a long shirt on, but not long enough. And I didn't live too far away from the school, so I just skipped the last period, man, and just walked back home with my pants torn. Looked like a lion got me, man. It was bad. But I was so embarrassed, man. Here I was trying to be economical, and I just came up looking very poor.
You came out looking assed out. You were like, nigga, you ain't catching me in 6th period with my ass out.
Nah, man. And the crazy thing is, like, it wasn't even an ass out tear. It was like that side front thigh.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And this was like pre boxer brief era. You know what I'm saying? So Heavy D and the boys could jump out at any time and do a performance for the people. You know what I mean? Because it's like loose. You know what I mean? So
turn your pants into thought wear, nigga. Like,
I'm a pioneer in thought wear. Thought wear legend.
How would you describe yourself in one word and why?
I'm random. I'm very random. I contradict myself a lot daily, and it's okay. It's okay to feel one way at 10 a.m. and another way at 4 p.m. You know, sometimes people like go down with the ship because they want to stick to their guns because they feel like they can't change their opinion on something. You know, same thing with like, you know, people in their like off and on support of Kanye West.
Right.
It's okay to hate that nigga for a week. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? But then at the end of the day, this nigga also made power. So you got to make up your mind. You know what I mean? And or make up your mind to not make up your mind. And that is okay to do that.
Well, people evolve every day. So, like, yeah, like you said, one day you can hate them, the next day you can love them. Who, you know,
and especially when you understand the mental health component that comes with it.
Yeah.
Because it's tricky. Because I am not a big advocate of prescribing things to people for them to deal with their problems and their issues. However, there ain't no diet you can change. You can't get 2 hours more sleep.
Facts.
Some of y'all need to be on Paxil. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all need to be on what's the stuff that they have Mike Tyson on? Lithium. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Right. There ain't enough cauliflower that can be eaten. You know, you can't upgrade your spinach intake. They don't have a Centrum plus.
Right.
Sometimes it is pharmaceutical, or maybe you haven't found the plant-based medicine that works, that pairs well with your brain and personality yet to get you out of whatever that dark space is. So it is crazy because like Kanye West has said some of the most, and even during times where people wasn't rocking with him, was like, yo, I get what he was trying to say there. It came off bad, but I know exactly what he was trying to say. And then there's been times like, yo, fuck this dude. Like, what are you talking about?
Kanye has always had a unique personality. I met him like years ago when I was working at the radio station, and I have my own makeup line. It's called Kissable Lips Cosmetics.
Oh, congrats!
I got into the different like entertainment field. You know, I'm up there board hopping and doing stuff. And so, as a makeup artist, you're like, hey, Kanye, you know, if you never need a makeup artist for your next photo shoot, they're like, okay, I got you. So he looks at the car and he's like, you know what? I was voted most unkissable lips when I was in high school, and I was like, yeah. Okay, so if you ever need a makeup artist, like his personality always been kind of,
you know, and it's always been there. And, you know, and I don't know if like the older you get, you know, when you go unchecked, because even when you watch TV shows that depict how like people could spiral out of control when they're not on their meds.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But also in the same hand, I don't 100% agree that's always the answers, because the pharmaceutical field is a really treacherous place. I know a lot of people that work in the medical industry, and they're like, hey, you know what we prescribe typically? And I'm like, what? The medicine of whoever took us to lunch that week.
Wow.
It's a business. These hospitals, a lot of these hospitals are privatized.
Wow.
You know, so there might be some holistic or better answers for you, but a lot of doctors are paid to push the drugs. It's kind of like when you go to get a massage. All right, on your way out, if you go to a real massage place, right? On the way out, they're trying to sell you products that they sell at the massage place because, hey, we offer this service, but the real money comes in us selling you these different like body creams and the retail aspect of it. So that is a part of the healthcare industry that needs to be cleaned up dramatically, because there are a lot of people on things that they don't need to be on, and maybe they just need to change their diet, or maybe they need to be prescribed low doses of like psilocybin or something to help their brain communicate better. There's a lot, and it's cool that there's being studies and stuff like that to you know, explore this more, so people aren't like taking something that'll make them have to take something else because of the things that they took. It's crazy. It just creates an infinite cycle of you having to be on 1,000 medications and 1,000 prescriptions. And then, you know, God willing, we all live to be like 70 plus. The things don't get cheaper.
You ain't lying.
You know, and man, like people just being kept alive by drugs and living on bare meager means because all the medications cost so much.
Exactly. You be like, all you got is tuna fish sandwich for the rest of your life because you got to pay $900 in medication every week.
Yeah. When the answer was probably not putting sugar on grits.
That part.
And that's a beef that I have with Halloween.
That's a callback in comedy. That's a callback right there. Come on, now.
See, that we out here, yo. But you know, even when you look at Halloween, man, fuck that holiday, man.
Yeah.
Like you get so much candy that even if this was the candy that you ate for the year, no one should be eating that much candy.
Now you know I got to ask you with the candy. What are your thoughts about candy corn?
It was almost a toy. I feel like candy corn started out as crayon tips that someone ate one day and was like, you know what? Let's make these a different color. Just add like 2 flicks of sugar to it. We'll sell it as candy.
Yeah, I used to love it when I was little, but now as an adult, you'd be like, this tastes like a candle.
No, man. Spot on. They taste like how some scented candles do smell. Absolutely.
I'm telling you. All right, last dumbass question. What's the worst name you could give a church?
Holier Than Thou, First Baptist Pentecostal Church of Allah.
Put them all together, okay?
Yeah, you trying to just get everybody in your church. Yeah, there's gonna be like 7 donations taken.
You ain't lying.
In the first hour. It's a lot. But something tells me communion would be amazing.
All right, well, we'll move on to GMG. That stands what grinds your gangster? What is one of your pet peeves?
Okay. So like these are things that make me angry and infuriate me. I would have to say, man, because like I'm always mad about something.
Damn.
I really am. But it'd be things that we really can't do much about. You know what? I will say it. I wish in the world of canceling and media and everything, I wish we had as much power as a gay Jewish Asian.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Because in any part of any given year, they kind of have the invincibility star that Mario would get in the games. To where like, hey, they're untouchable. You know, you can't say anything about the gay people. You can't say anything about Asian people. You can't say anything about Jewish people. Right. And yo, people can say whatever they want about black people and people don't get taken out of there. However, you know, they did cancel Roseanne for something she did. And I don't even think canceling is always the answer with everything. I would rather know how you truly feel about things so I could choose whether or not to support you or not.
Because let's be real, America does forgive easily. Because they can cancel you 1 month and the next month you did something nice. Like, all right, we forgive you again.
Unless you're Chrisette Michelle. We still haven't told her the address to the barbecue.
I love Chrisette.
I do too.
I know the black community still kind of on the fence with her, but as long as she's singing, I'm good. I don't give a damn what she's doing on the other side, but keep singing though.
But the thing is, like, we canceled K. Michelle and we let R. Kelly continue to run wild like Hulkamania even after seeing the tape?
Yeah. This is true.
Where's the logic?
But people still rock with R. Kelly. Like, they don't rock with him on what he does, but they're not, like, I don't care what you do, they're not canceling his music. They're just not.
They rocking with R. Kelly in the way like niggas was rocking with booze, like in the 1910s, where it's like Prohibition era, like there's a speakeasy you go to, and niggas in there stepping in the name of love.
Right. Well, I don't condone anything he has done to anybody's family. It's absolutely horrible. But I ain't got no kids, and he ain't touched my kids, so he remind me of my Jeep. I'm just I don't, like I'm saying, I don't can do none of that, but nigga, you can't deny his music, period. He might be a horrible person, but his music is great.
Yeah. I just wish we as a people could just touch and agree on certain things and get people out of here who hold us back, not even on an entertainment level, because that's not even the real threats. Right. The real threats are the people who like sign things into, jurisdiction to where like, the voting laws get changed, or people who zone it in a way where like you don't get a Whole Foods in your neighborhood or whatever, or you don't get like access to like better food, because these things all happen at a local level. And a lot of times we just kind of remove from the process, or they do things to make sure we're not involved in the process. I even think for this year's Georgia elections, if your parents ever used your social security number on a bill, or if you owe child support, that you can't vote. And it's like, who is that targeting?
I didn't hear that. Damn, that's deep.
I made that up, but it's the type of shit like that they be doing. They be doing shit like that though. They be moving to zoning districts and stuff like that. Like, yo, you can't listen to gospel music in a parking lot on the way in. It's like, yo, that's for us.
Yeah, that's true. They do design it for us. They just kind of sprinkle a little, hide it a little bit, but it's for us.
Say our name.
Right. We are moving on to Opera That Thing Out. This is a fan favorite. This is where you pick any song that you know at least one full verse to, and you sing it in your best opera voice. It could be rap, it could be a theme song, it could be anything.
Ooh, I gotta sit up for this one. Okay. Let's go back to the classic Negro Spiritual. Straight out of Compton, written by Ice Cube. Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube, from a gang called niggas with attitudes. When I'm called off, got a sawed off, pull a trigger and bodies get hauled off. You too, boy, if you fuck with me, the police are gonna have to come and get me off your ass. That's how I'm going out. For the punk motherfuckers that's showing out, niggas wanna rumble. Better mumble, mix them and put them in a pot like gumbo. That's all y'all get. Come on, son. Shout out to Ice Cube, man. Yo, man, that shit used to raise me when I was a kid, man.
I'm from LA, so I know. Shoot. All right, before we get out of there. All right, best diss track ever.
Oh, man, I guess we got to keep it on Cube for a second. No Vaseline.
Come on. I think between No Vaseline and Hit 'Em Up, hands down.
Yeah, because, especially during that time, right?
Yes.
Because there were battle records before. LL Cool J had Jack the Ripper, and Kool Moe Dee had Death Blow and some other records, but nothing was as scathing as No Vaseline was to that point. Like, being just real specific. The beat was jamming too. You hearing it at parties and stuff like that.
When yo, Dre, light 'em up, flame on to that Jerry Curl is gone, nigga. That's all I needed in my life.
Yo, the end, close the book, put it back in the shelf where you got it from, right? And same thing with Hit 'Em Up. Like, when you're dissing somebody and then in the middle of it, be like, you know what? You're not even on my level. I'm gonna let these niggas rap at you. And then he dips away and then comes back and does a monologue at the end.
Man. And then he said, I'm quick to snatch the ugly bitch off the street. I said, come on,
man. Like, and to that point,
do you think in the studio at that point in time when he was like, he gonna do this rap, you know how people are like, all right, you're gonna do this rap or whatever. I could just imagine the engineer just like letting him glow, and then he starts snapping like, well, goddamn, nigga, you that's how we going shit.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine what the expressions were in that studio during that record, man. But it to this day, it's still a timeless classic, man. People still bop to it.
Man. But we are moving on to our last segment, which is our game, Sing-a-Doo. Now, Sing-a-Doo is a family-friendly game that all can play. It's a music game. And all you're doing is singing the melody of the song, but you can only use the word do. We have different genres. We have hip-hop and R&B, greatest hits, pop, Billboard hits, country rock, Sing-a-Doo favorites, old school, TV themes, and party and dance hits. So I'm gonna do a couple, and I'm gonna let you guess, and I'm gonna let you do a couple, and I'm gonna guess, and then we out of here.
Okay, let's get it.
All right, I'm doing what's this? R&B.
Okay.
Dang, let's go. Oh, do 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 do. What is it? You gotta guess. What's the name?
Damn, man, like 3 different songs crossed my mind as you were doing this.
Well, name one.
Do one more time, just a little piece.
All right.
Anita Baker, Same Old Love.
From there we go.
Yeah, because like I heard that in the beginning, then I was like, well, maybe it was a record that sampled it. But yeah, boom, there you go.
Oh, okay, that was the original. Okay,
but that was dope.
All right, this is hip hop. Oh shoot, this is hard.
Mask Off, Future.
Come on, man.
That's pretty good.
Let's go. All right, hip hop.
And I wanna get to know you better. Aisha, another Black Creation. Shout out to Roro coming in third.
Okay, nigga, listen. If I ever get them on my podcast, it's a wrap. Because you couldn't tell me they were my boyfriends growing up. So.
Yo, man, like they came out at a time, but like, man, them kids look dangerous. What school they go to? You know?
Right. I think one of them went to North Clayton Middle with my homies.
Say word.
I'm telling you. All right, so I'm gonna hold up the card, and once you find one that you can do, let me know. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna try to guess.
Okay, cool.
All right. If I need to move it, let me know.
Let me blow this up. Okay. All right, cool. We're gonna go R&B.
Okay.
Do 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 do. Yeah, Al Green.
Okay.
Al Grits Green if you're nasty.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Okay. I got you. TV theme song.
Okay.
Do 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 do. You say Good Times?
Yes.
Boom. There it is. That was easy peasy.
All right, last one.
All right, let's make this hard. Ooh. All right, I got you. All right. Do 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 do. Come again?
What is it? Hip hop and R&B?
It's hip hop. It's hip hop.
Okay, do it again.
Do 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 do. Check the rhyme. Tribe Called Quest. Back in the days on the Boulevard of London.
You was doing the verses. I would have just that's all I would have.
You know, I thought that would have been too hard because I didn't even think about the horn part. And I was thinking doo 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 doo. And then if you heard that, you'd be like, Candy Rain, so for real. So
true.
Damn, there was 3 roads we could have picked. I picked the wrong one. I apologize for throwing you off.
That's what makes singing do hard because you got to figure out what part of the song are they gonna know.
That is a fun game. It's crazy. When we first started doing the Morning Hustle, we was doing a game that was similar to that. And I never heard this game before, but it was called the Hum Rush. And you know how, like, people be all the time. You know that one song that goes, So we made a whole game based off of people like us humming and people trying to figure out what the game is. And it was wildly popular, but somebody in research thought it was.
Man, listen, we have so much fun with this game, especially when you add liquor to it. And we've been doing real well with it over the quarantine. So if anybody's interested, singadude.com, get you one for your family, perfect for the stocking stuffer and all that. Birthdays, bachelorette parties, drunk game. Hey, get some niggas with some shots and try to do.
Oh yeah, the game becomes very competitive. I can see the fist fights now. How did you not understand that was blah 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 blah? You know.
Oh my god! And when I tell you, they tag us when they play it, and it's so funny. I had one lady; she was older lady, and I saw like the young lady. She was guessing, and then they scared the crowd to see the people guessing. And Grandma was doing her ass off, and I'm like, I ain't never seen no old lady jam like that. I'm like, wonder why she going off like that. But when she scanned the crowd, I saw the Crown Royal on the table. I said, oh, Grandma lit. That's what
that performance was sponsored by Crown Royal and Hennessy.
That part.
Absolutely.
Well, please let everybody know how they can find you again. It has been a pleasure talking to you. If you got merchandise, if you have shows coming up, it's the time to plug it.
Well, this was a whole vibe, Michelle. Thank you so much for having me. I'm available on all social media, HEADKRACK. Check out my new video. It's called Violence. It's streaming everywhere now. Also, check out my Spotify page, also my iTunes title page and all that. Tap in with the music, man. I know y'all know me for a lot of different things, but my goal as an artist is I want to make that song that's going to change your life. You know, maybe it'll be my new single. Maybe it'll be something I already put out. But I want to be there for y'all in those moments in your life that you needed a song to get you out of a dark moment or to give you the battery in your back to make you feel like you could do something. Not saying that I'm making inspirational music, but there's a lot of intent and intention in the stuff that I do. And I feel like you can hear it. You know what I mean? Whether you take me to the gym with you while you're working out, you're going to feel something, man. So take me along for the ride, HEADKRACK. Tap in on my morning show, The Morning Hustle, Monday through Friday. Download the Morning Hustle app if you happen to be watching this podcast from a city that's not in Atlanta or not in Detroit or Dallas or Richmond or DC or any of the other places that we're on in. And also check out Dish Nation. We're on your TV screen every night, 5 nights a week, trying to take your mind off of the whack things that go on in the world and, you know, have a little fun along the way.
Now, you know what? I would be a bad host if I didn't do this before we left. You gotta spit some bars. Come on, son.
All right, cool. So, you know, like, what do you want the bars to be about? Give me a...
Whatever you... Well, you know what? Shoot. If we freestyle, go hit him with a Candy Kisses TV bar.
All right, check it out. Oh, so, okay, so check it out. So you want to freestyle? Here we go. It's head crack, I shoot and never misses. Chilling in the spot with my homegirl, Candy Kisses. I meant to say Candy Kisses. The man is vicious. I'm coming through, you look too suspicious. Do some dishes and throw them up in the sink with some mad soap. I'm going to mush you in your face if you think you're dope. Because you're not, I make it all up on the spot. Yo, I'm rhyming for the drug dealers, students, and the thoughts. Word to my pops, I'm out to get it on. Yo, I've been determined since the day that I was born. I don't be watching porn in front of people. Yeah, I'll be chilling at the crib. I'm doing evil. And yo, I'm chilling in the spot. You know my people. And I'm going old school shit. Evil Knievel. I'm doing stunts. Shout out to the people who be chilling back, rolling on their blunts. What the hell you want? You want something off the top? Man, we talked about a lot and y'all going in shock. Yeah. Yo, I'm always on this shit. But one thing I'll never do is put sugar on grits because that shit tastes tasty. I meant to say it tastes nasty. Don't put it past me. I don't like it because it makes me unstable. If you bring sugar grits, I knock that shit off the table and be like, why'd you do this? Nobody like this. Except people from the South and maybe 3 other psychics. Like a sidekick, I'm flipping. Yo, anybody knows that kid is gifted. Like the first day of Christmas. And my wish is everybody can chase their fitness and get in shape and do things that are great that you know you love. And I hope the God above sees me rhyming and shining down. And if you didn't have the power, you got the power now. I'm out.
All right. Don't forget to subscribe now. How about
subscribe now. Blow. See, we pass the mic back and forth, man. Yo, Michelle C. Love. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a vibe.
Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe. Don't be acting like you don't know me. Go and click that subscribe button too.
I'm on it. I'm pulling it up like right now on the YouTube. And that's where you want me to subscribe at, right?
Yes, sir. We are on all streaming platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. Make sure y'all subscribe and tune in every Monday, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss it. And make sure you tune into the Morning Hustle. And he need to have me on the show. I'm just going to go ahead and free plug that in real quick. I'm just saying.
Yo, we'll figure it out and we'll find out something to talk about and we'll bring you on as our resident expert.
What singer do?
Hey, what singer do?
Hey, yo. What singer do?
What singer do?
Hey, cuz. What Sing-a-Doo, cuz?
Sing-a-Doo is a music game that all can play. All you have to do is sing the melody of the song on the card using only the word do.
Do. Same genre. Do.
What?
Do. 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 Do.
Kick off my shoes and relax my feet. Get tickets.
Do. Do. Do.
Do.
Do. Do. Do. Do. Do.
We'll make you.
Do. 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 Do, do, do.
You got your family and they need you there. But I try to resist being last on your list. But no other girl's gonna do.
Order your copy today at singadoo.com.
Ha ha ha!